Welcome to Geography for Everyone. Learn now, enjoy later. What is geography? It might seem like a simple enough term to define. Your answer might have been something to do with the study of maps or where things were located in the world. In fact, there is much more to geography and geographic inquiry than the study of maps. The term geography comes from the Greek term geo, meaning the earth, and graphia, meaning to write. Literally means description of the world, but it is best summed as the study of the world as the home of humankind. Now let's find out where is our home. If you're on a dark countryside hill some night, look up at the sky. Arching overhead, a faint band of light may appear that looks like milk spilled across the sky. The ancient Romans called the band Via Lactea, which means Milky Road or Milky Way. The band of light that you see isn't actually milk, of course, it's a galaxy. A galaxy is a huge bunch of stars clustered together in space. Our solar system, which includes the Sun, Earth, and 7 other planets, is part of this galaxy, called, you guessed it, the Milky Way. The Milky Way contains hundreds of billions of stars like our Sun. Do you think that the Earth is the most important place in the solar system? Think it over. The Sun is the real star of the show, literally. The closest star to Earth is the source of all heat and light. Life would not exist without it. Without the Sun, there would be no daylight, and our planet would simply be a dark, icy world with no oceans of liquid water and no life. Although it looks small when seen at sunrise or sunset, it is because the Sun is about 150 million kilometers away from us. At this distance, it takes about 8 minutes for sunlight to reach us, even when traveling at about 300,000 kilometers. This means that we see the Sun set 8 minutes after the event took place. There are 8 planets that orbit around the Sun following the elliptical orbits are each held in its path by a fine balance of 2 opposing forces, gravitational force and centrifugal force. In order, going from the closest planet to the Sun, to the one that is farthest away, they are Mercury, it is the closest to the Sun, but also the smallest planet. Venus, the hottest planet. The average temperature is 460 degrees Celsius. Earth, our home. The only planet that we know has creatures living on it. Mars, also called the red planet, because the rocks that it is made from are red. It is the closest planet to Earth, and is slightly smaller than Earth. Jupiter, the biggest planet. It is made of gas and is so big that you could fit 1,321 planets the size of Earth inside it. Saturn, it is known for having rings of small pieces of ice and dust around it. Like Jupiter, it is made of gas and is much bigger than Earth. Uranus, the coldest planet. The average temperature is minus 220 degrees Celsius. Neptune, it is the most distant planet from the Sun and it has the strongest winds in the solar system. Not everything in the solar system orbits directly around the Sun. There are hundreds of moons in our solar system, also called natural satellites. Mercury and Venus have no moons. Earth has 1. Mars 2. Neptune 14. Uranus 27. And last but not least Saturn and Jupiter with 53 confirmed satellites each. Now let's dive deep in Earth's exploration. Before 500 before Christ, people thought that Earth was flat. But thanks to scientists like Aristotle and Pythagoras, people know that shape of the Earth is spherical. However, Sir Isaac Newton showed that the Earth was not a perfect sphere, but a compressed spheroid. The term spheroid means that it is almost a sphere, but not quite. The Earth's shape is only very slightly oblate. The structure of Earth is divided into mainly 4 layers, namely, crust, mantle, inner core and outer core. The inner core is mostly made of solid iron and has little amounts of nickel, believed to have the extreme temperature and pressure conditions. The outer core is hot and liquid layer comprising mainly of nickel and iron liquid. The Earth's crust floats on the mantle much as a wood floats on water, and the slow motion of rock in the mantle shuffles continents around and causes earthquakes, volcanoes, and the formation of mountain ranges. Crust is the outermost layer of the Earth. It is also the surface of the Earth. This comprises the continents and ocean basins, and therefore it has been classified into continental crust and oceanic crust. Earth is a great planet to live on because it has a wonderful atmosphere around it. This jacket of gases does a lot for us. It keeps us warm, provides us with oxygen, and it's where our weather happens. The atmosphere surrounds our planet like the peel of an orange. But it's not the same everywhere. It has different layers with different characteristics. Earth's atmosphere has 6 different layers. They go from the ground all the way to outer space. Troposphere, it's the layer we call home. The troposphere is between 5 and 9 miles thick depending on where you are on Earth. It's thinnest at the North and South Pole. Stratosphere, this layer is 22 miles thick. The stratosphere is where you'll find the very important ozone layer. The ozone layer helps protect us from ultraviolet radiation from the sun. In fact, the ozone layer absorbs most of the UV radiation the sun sends to us. Life as we know it wouldn't be possible without this layer of protection. There are no storms or turbulence here to mix up the air, so cold, heavy air is at the bottom and warm, light air is at the top. Mesosphere, it is 22 miles thick. The air is very thin, so you wouldn't be able to breathe up in the mesosphere. Have you ever seen a meteor shower, where meteors burn up and streak across the sky? Some people call them shooting stars. Those meteors are burning up in the mesosphere. Thermosphere, this layer of Earth's atmosphere is about 319 miles thick. The temperature in this layer can reach up to 4,500 degrees Fahrenheit. The thermosphere is home to the International Space Station as it orbits Earth. Exosphere, it is the very edge of our atmosphere. This layer separates the rest of the atmosphere from outer space. It's about 6,200 miles thick. There is no air to breathe, and it's very cold. Ionosphere, an interesting layer called the ionosphere overlaps the mesosphere, thermosphere, and exosphere. This is where auroras happen. Those are the bright, beautiful bands of light that you sometimes see near Earth's poles. They're caused by high-energy particles from the sun interacting with the atoms in this layer of our atmosphere. Next, let's talk about the motions of the Earth, rotation and revolution. From Earth, the sun seems to move in the sky during the day and seems to disappear at night. This is because the Earth is spinning eastward. The Earth revolves around its axis, an imaginary line that passes through the middle of the Earth between the North and South poles. This rotation results in the alternation of day and night. Areas facing toward the sun experience daytime. Areas facing away from the sun experience nighttime. Revolution is Earth's movement around the sun. The Earth revolves or goes around the sun in elliptical or oval orbit from west to east. It takes 365 days, 5 hours, 48 minutes and 46 seconds. A year with 366 days is called a leap year. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like, share and subscribe.